everybody, and welcome back to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will. I'm a D&D sex icon and the world's greatest roleplayer, and I'm here today for yet another episode of Dragon Heist. We're back with the cast and crew for yet another fun-filled episode, so let's get into it, my friends. Let's figure out who we are and who we're playing. We have Grimjack21502 in the DMC. Greg, how's it going, my friend?
I can't unmute for some reason. I'm doing, nailed it.
What's that like?
You can tell that I was ready for this.
Already.
I obviously am very excited. I couldn't get to the mute button. I couldn't wait to tell everyone how excited I am. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, D&D players of all ages, this is Waterdeep. This is the City of Splendors, and we are going to dive into it. Today we start. Today the legend gets written. Let's start writing. Let's do it.
Let's begin that tale. Indeed, we also have a writer extraordinaire with us, James Hake. James, how's it going, buddy?
I'm muted. There we go. Hey, I'm doing great.
This is the gag for today. So good.
I'm really happy to be in Waterdeep. It's been great to see the release and launch of this book and seeing people geek out over it. It's been a long time since it was a year and a half ago, and I playtested this adventure. So I'm going to be excited for whatever unique spin Grimjack puts on it.
Absolutely. Fantastic. And Myth, it's your turn to pretend to be muted. Myth, how's it going? Good to see you.
Well, we all know that I'm never actually muted because I never can shut up. But I'm so happy to be here. Really excited. Surprise, James, we're actually going to be playing Sunless Citadel in Waterdeep. So it's going to be weird. Joke's on you. But I'm super hyped to be here. I wish I can go off this really badass, like, football coach in the locker room like Grimjack does every time we start a game, but I don't think we can do it. So let's get in game, let's get there, let's roll, let's go for a button hook and see if we can do the line drive and get a bunch of crits. All right? Don't forget to keep your head on a swivel, guys, because we are going to crit this city.
That's a great way to start off, as Pope giving a magic item for Ruva as well. Leads us perfectly into OMG Vandy. Vandy, how's it going?
Well, I'm really happy now. Oh my god. That's the second magic. I'm just getting a whole bunch. You guys are spoiling me, and I feel grateful. But you know what? If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Vandy. I play Ruva. She's the Tabaxi Barbarian. She is going to try to keep people in line here, and, well, specifically Edmure. So we're going to have to see how that goes.
Correct.
Probably not well.
Probably not so
Correct.
well. But that's okay. We'll fail together and it'll be fun. As for myself, I'll be playing Graham, the Dragonborn Alchemist. Graham is a kind soul, really. He's got a couple of goals. He wants to make a magic healing potion to make his parents proud, and he wants to have a piece of his artwork put into a gallery or a museum here in Waterdeep to make himself proud. But he's going to have to face a few obstacles along the way, including Edmure, his abusive uncle, who's misleading him along the way, but he has his good friend Ruva to perhaps steer him into the right direction. So we'll have to see how that goes for him tonight. But before we get into it, my friends, I remind you guys of a couple of things. The first of which is that we're sponsored today by Fancy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. Go ahead to Fancy Grounds, check out their free demo license, and try it out for yourselves. And of course, whalengames.co.uk, the go-to destination for miniatures, board games, and tabletop role-playing games for up to 20% off the retail value over on their site. Then, of course, tabletoploot.com, they have incredible dice for sale over on their website. And tonight, and indeed every game here, this seasonal Encounter Roleplay, we give away a set of tabletop loot dice at the end of the show, so stick around to be in for the chance to win, my friends. Then, of course, you can interact with today's shows as per usual. If you haven't retweeted this tweet, go ahead and do so. 20 retweets. You guys in chat get to decide something which happens next in our campaign. Then, of course, you can subscribe as well. When we hit 5 subs or resubs, you guys get another viewer decision. Last but not least, you can donate to affect the game by giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and of course, Leroy Jenkins. But I'm going to hand over to our Dungeon Master for tonight, Mr. Grimjack21502, the Dungeons and Dragons coach which I think should be your new tagline. But Greg, remind us what happened last week in the show and take us into tonight's episode, my friend.
Everybody take a knee.
Absolutely.
And grab your slice of oranges and let's do this.
Everybody, make sure you hydrate.
Okay, so as we are going to get back into Waterdeep, which is key on the hydration chart, we have to go forward, and what we did when we went back is the following. The group was inside a bar / coffee house / tea house in the trades ward. Inside the London's Fog, they were asked by Gordon, who is the barista there, that the owner of the establishment, Jonesy, had not arrived, and there were some very important customers coming later in the afternoon. Gordon did not want to have to deal with them himself. He would rather let that be the purview of the owner. And so he asked the only people in the place that didn't appear to be intellectuals to go to Castle Waterdeep and hopefully find Jonesy, the owner of London's Fog. As soon as they left the establishment and as they were waiting for Val to arrive, Morwen decided to kind of collect everybody, agreed to go with Ruva, agreed to go with Graham, and reluctantly agreed to go with Edmure. As they proceeded to go through the city, they ran across an area of crime where a murder or potentially a violent act of gang warfare had taken place. And they witnessed as the city watch was taking care of everything. There was also a Kenku with a sort of a long, almost trench coat with a cigar shoved in the slit of his beak. And during that process, Edmure decided that he would try to loot some of the corpses. He was unsuccessful, but he and his companions were noticed by this detective. And as they proceeded north and as they went towards the Castle Ward and Castle Waterdeep, they witnessed a hanging, an execution. But during that execution, as the woman and her family pleaded the innocence of this horrible crime from which she was accused, she was dropped from the gallows, and as her neck snapped, an apparition, a ghost, rose from the now corpse. Strangely enough, it was someone that Edmure noticed, recognized, and knew in life. As the castle itself burst into activity, as this is a city that has a section of it called the City of the Dead, undead activity is a bit important. And as everyone called for priests and called for clerics to come rushing into the courtyard, this group of adventurers who was sent by happenstance to find Jonesy here in this very courtyard of Castle Waterdeep defeated the ghost. Maybe? It wasn't around anymore anyway. And as they were lauded for their activities, they were also told that Jonesy, the owner of the London's Fog, had been there. He had helped with the care packages and with the necessities that were coming back from Chult after the Death Curse adventure. And they also were told that he had left several hours ago. His announced destination, a return to his establishment at London's Fog. He never arrived. And so, as they were leaving, the captain of the guard ordered one of the Griffin riders above to escort them back to London's Fog for their help in the castle ward, for their help with extinguishing this ghost. But we always have to go back to go forward. And Morwen was the last to enter London's Fog. Morwen, who had been waiting for Val. Morwen, who was a friend of Val. She was outside, for during the process of killing the ghost, the young woman had pressed something into her hand shortly before she took a bolt to the throat. She hadn't told anybody of this uncut ruby that she had been given. But as she waited outside, taking a moment to observe it in what she believed to be isolation, she felt a hand on her shoulder. As the dreamer of Waterdeep said, "I dreamed it. I dreamed it all. The city of splendors, the city of dreams. What's your dream, Morwen?" And that cuts to exactly what exactly is the city of splendors. What is the city of dreams? For here in Waterdeep, there are many dreams. Those beyond our players, those beyond Gordon and the members of London's Fog. It is the city of splendors. And there are good dreams. And in the city, we see a young gnome as her parents hug either side of her, and she stares up as a sign is drifting down over top of a new shop, and it says Sunny Spectacles. And her eyes are wet and wide as she sees for the first of her family to be named a guild member of the Glassblowers, Glaziers, and Spectacle Makers Guild. And they hug and weep, and that is a good dream. But some dreams here in the City of Splendors are bad. A half-orc bought a suit, perfect and cut, with the last of his father's money. But it worked. He got the job. But here in this dark alley of the City of Splendors, his suit was stained as the dagger still quivering from his chest came to rest. And the looters took his few last coppers, and he thought, I will never get to tell my husband that I got the job. But here in the city of Waterdeep, where tales and dreams mix, most of them are yet unwritten. As a elven woman looks down at the baby in her arms, she thinks about the prejudice her people have shown to her choice of mate, and she wishes that the baby's ears were a little more round. And her husband, who stands behind her, a human man of 25, remembers the beatings his father gave he and his mother, and he wishes that baby in his beloved's arms were a little more sharp. But those are tales and dreams, and Waterdeep is a city of splendors, and every so often, she likes to write a legend. So let's cut to the inside of the London's Fog. Val, you are sitting there waiting for Morwen to show up. Edmure, Graham, Ruva, you have just walked in from your jaunt across the city to Castle Waterdeep and back. Morwen has not come in yet. Welcome to Waterdeep.
Whew.
I guess as I walk in, I'll kind of touch Graham on the shoulder and just be like, are you all right, little one? That was...
I mean, there was a ghost, and I stabbed it, and I don't know if I should feel bad about that, or where Morwen is, or if she's married, because she could be. But maybe she's not. It was confusing.
No, I don't think she is married. I think she was just putting on a show to try to get information. But I'm more concerned with the fight that just happened. You've never seen a ghost before, I'm guessing?
No, I mean, once I thought I did, but that was just Uncle Edmure, and he was just sneaking around at night again. Trying to find some more shoes.
I can understand how he would come off as ghostly, yes.
Have you seen ghosts before? Is that normal?
More spirits of sorts, not quite as terrifying as whatever that one was. Where is Edmure, anyways? Just a look around. Is Edmure behind us or with us?
You all entered London's Fog in an order. Morwen was left outside as the last narratively to enter at the end of last episode. Val, you are already in this establishment waiting for Morwen. But as soon as you all come in and begin to have this conversation, Gordon, the bartender, the barista, looks up seeing you all and kind of gives you one of these. Did you find him?
No, not really. We saw a ghost, and someone got hanged.
Yeah, wait, why don't we come back?
We came back just because we didn't have anything else to do.
Okay.
They told you that they were going to look for Jeremy. The captain of the guard said that she was going to look for Jonesy, and then
They're gonna do
report
it.
back
Okay.
to London's Fog.
So I'll look over at Gordon, just shake my head, and apparently he was on his way back hours ago, supposedly, but now he's missing. The guard is aware, though. They are going to search for him.
I've been watching the door for some time now. I've been looking for Morrowind to arrive. And the sight of a tabaxi and a dragonborn and a hooded man entering this establishment all at once, talking about ghosts and hangings, is not exactly discreet. And they catch my attention almost immediately. But they didn't have my interest until I heard the name of the person I was looking for upon their lips. And when they do that, and when Gordon calls them over, I stand and I make my way over towards where they're all congregating. And I say, "You said my friend's name. What's going on here?"
Who?
Your friends of
Gordon?
Morwen?
Oh.
Yes.
Gordon? Oh.
Morwen. It's not exactly a common name.
She's not exactly a common girl either.
She's a fish person.
Like a
She's
fish.
one of my
yeah.
best friends.
Quite.
She's like my
Is
sister.
that so?
She was with us. We went to go find Gordon, couldn't find him, and then we came back and she was just behind us, but she might be outside. Maybe she had something else to do. You're a friend of hers?
I'm a business partner, let's say. She and I have done some part-time jobs
Crime.
together.
Crimes.
Crime. You
Well,
just
you-
said your business partners, per se.
Morwen wouldn't
You
do
know, nobody
crimes.
says that without any.
Morwen
Then
was
you do
very
know her.
nice.
You do know her indeed. I can be open.
I know of her.
I
But I mean,
don't think Morwen's ever committed a crime.
you're going to be doing like your partners per se. I mean, you know.
And
Are you her husband?
What? No.
She's
I
not
don't know why you
married,
would think that.
Graham.
Just
You
checking.
see a ring on my fingers.
How many fingers does he have?
I've got all of them.
Does
I've got all 10.
Does he have all? Okay.
He's missing his left ring finger.
Just checking. I mean, it's like, no, Graham, I don't think she actually has a husband.
Oh. Okay. Well, I was just checking. You never know.
No, she lied.
I don't think she would lie. Maybe they got divorced.
Now, Graham, that's what I told you. Remember, always assume they're taken, and then you'll be pleasantly surprised.
You know,
I don't know
Edward,
about that.
might be the first time I've ever agreed with you.
I'm just saying.
Might be the
At this
last.
point, Gordon will say,
Papa.
"You didn't find Jonesy, and you.
Oh, Jonesy, yeah.
Where's Morwen?"
That was a ghost. I stabbed it.
The ghost was not Jonesy. The ghost was of some woman who got hanged. But no, Jonesy's being looked for by the. Who? Agnes?
Yeah. Agnes
Is she a criminal of some sort?
Yeah, she must have been. I mean, if she was hanged in the middle of the square.
How do you know her name?
We
You yelled
met.
it in the
We
middle
met
of the
her.
square. You met her
Yeah, I know. I told her. Yeah, we knew each other.
doing crimes.
No, business partner per se. And I look over towards Val and kind of.
So you guys didn't find Jonesy.
No, unfortunately,
No.
did not.
Negative.
We understand if that means we won't get our drinks and such. I think that is fair.
No, you guys ran across the whole town, but and he kind of looks down at that strange bipedal lizard that's curled up on the sort of southern-inspired designed rug that's on the top of the bar. And the lizard cocks an eye and looks up, that perpetual rolled cigarette still in its mouth. And as it looks up, it slowly shakes its head in a very knowing way. And Gordon looks back and says, yeah, we need to, I'm gonna have to close for a little bit. If you guys wouldn't mind, just, everybody, we're gonna have to, we're gonna shut down for just maybe the evening. Just the evening. And it's at that moment, just as you say that, the door slams open and you see 5 very enthusiastic gentlemen walk in. The most enthusiastic of the gentlemen has a shaved head and what looks like tattoos of eye stalks and eyeballs creeping from the back and going forward as if he himself were pining to be something he is not.
I'm going to take out my harpoon and just kind of slam it on the ground for a minute and stand up a little straighter.
What's this? Gordon, get Jonesy. What's this? Who are you?
Gordon, do you know these?
Yeah, I was just gonna shut down and we can talk. Guys, why don't you go ahead and I'll get you your drinks in a little bit. Go ahead and
Okay.
I'll handle this.
Are you sure, Gordon?
These your friends?
I don't think they're friends.
I think they're his business partners, per se.
Well,
That's right.
They what Edmund would call crackheads.
Ram.
I wouldn't say that out loud. Yeah.
Gordon, would you like us to stick around?
Why don't you roll an insight check? Gordon's not saying anything, but I will
Also,
give you advantage on this too.
Yeah?
Greg, we do have a viewer decision as well, my friend, when you're ready.
Just give me a second. Insight check. Here we go. Insight.
Greg's react. Absolutely.
You rolled a 14. I don't know why I didn't actually do that. Okay, hold on. Let me do this again. Okay, so 10.
Okay, yeah, you get to roll with advantage, so you can roll it again as well.
Oh, roll it again?
Because
Okay.
Gordon
Also,
is...
yeah. Let me look up your wild magic here as well, before I forget from Nergobert, which is the next missile. Your next missile heals its victim to full hit points. So the next missile that Edmund launches heals the target to full hit points. Good.
After I take my swig, right?
Presumably.
I think it's a drug. Yeah, I think it was a drug
It's
wild
drug
magic
based,
surge.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that was a
So my
12.
next high.
Right.
I mean, is it not?
So, Ruva, as you roll your insight check, it's very easy to see that Gordon does not want to be alone with these people. This is presumably the very important customers that were coming later in the afternoon that he wanted Jonesy here for. You can tell just by his mannerisms and as he is constantly looking at this small lizard on the bar that he doesn't want to have anything to do with this, but that his actions and his speech asking everybody to leave is more of a protective measure for you all. What is all this, Gordon?
Graham, go behind the bar.
Okay. What do you want me to do here?
Just
Hey, make
stand
me a
behind the
drink,
bar, please.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey guys, can I
And
get you a
make
drink?
Yeah,
Start
black
making
coffee,
Edward a
please.
drink. Just like I have like muscle memory. I just like as a
Yeah,
reflex start
exactly.
getting Edward a drink.
Perfect. You got it. Thanks, pal.
Twist a lime, spray, Around the edges.
Not in the coffee. Not in the coffee. No, not in the coffee. That's a later drink.
Okay.
I'll take it. Just give it to me. I'll drink it anyway.
Wait. And he turns towards Ruva, this man with the tattoos on his head. Are you staying? Is that what you're doing here? You're staying?
Well, I wasn't leaving.
We're staying.
You're standing in front of me with a... You're all staying with pointy sticks and glares.
I have a drink to
I have
be
coffee.
had.
This guy doesn't seem very nice.
I don't think he respects the fact that we have drinks that are about time to be had, and I don't intend on having them anywhere else.
They're new in town, boys. They're new. These are new people in town. Okay. You guys are obviously new in town. So why don't you go see the sights outside and let me talk to my friend Gordon here. Take your sharp
I can do
stick.
that. What kind of things
Go on, boy.
should we see? We got like a brochure.
The docks. You'd love the docks.
Ruva
I
says I
actually
shouldn't
came
go
in
there
from the docks.
anymore.
But no, we don't
know what I'm
let
doing.
little Graham go to the docks anymore.
Not after the event.
The little dragon's name is Graham. Oh, Graham. Are you going to the docks or are you going to stay here with the woman with the pointy stick?
I don't know right now. I'm confused. You seem nice, but at the same time you seem scary. And Ruva's
with the
doing the
last
same
one.
thing. And Edma's here, and
he
we've got a new
says he's-
friend whose name I don't know. And he doesn't look like he's moving either. And Morwin's outside. And I just stabbed a ghost. There's a lot happening for me today. So
He's had a big
That sounds
day.
crazy.
I feel like I
It
shouldn't be
sounds like a
handling
big
this
day.
at all.
Okay.
I'm not
Well,
someone else.
okay. Well, then let's have a vote. We should all vote. Everybody, are
Like
we
a
staying?
viewer decision?
Are we staying? We're like a viewer decision. Are we staying? And all five of the people that walked in, the four plus the guy with the tattoos raises. We're all staying. You all are you all staying? The pointy stick is staying.
Greg, that's a
Change the-
6,000 cheer, 6,250 cheer from Pope. Oh, that's a fun person who's gonna walk into the bar. Pope, thanks so much.
Okay.
I'll say it. I'll say his name.
All right. Take a drink. All right.
Apologies.
Do a show of hands. He points to Val. Are you staying, big man?
I straighten up and I crack my knuckles. I'm staying. Gordon, you keep some very interesting friends.
Not particularly.
I just want a coffee. Anybody else want a coffee while we're back here? We're gonna probably just tuck on out here
Decaf?
soon, Graham. Just get ready.
Maybe a
Decaf or
smoke.
one sugar?
I want to look down at the little lizard and see if he has another
No
smoke.
sugars?
About
Anyone?
kind
Oh,
of-
anyone? Any of you guys?
As soon as you look down,
how about you?
Ruba-
Eye face.
As soon as you look
Green?
down, Ruba,
No green?
you see a little hand reach up, and it has an unlit rolled cigarette as it just lifts it up towards you, as if it knew you were going to ask. Another little finger reaches up of a three-fingered kind of hand, and there is a flame flickering on the end of the index finger to light the cigarette it just gave you.
I'll light it and take a drag and just blow the smoke in this guy's face.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, we're dead. I'm sweating. This is dramatic.
Candle.
Everybody is. I am not an actor, but this is dramatic. Big man staying, pointy stick staying. Graham's not sure if he's going to the docks or not. Funny man in the hood, are you staying?
Oh, I
I'm
don't
funny.
really let him out of my sight.
Shocker.
It's fine.
Mm.
Hey, Gordon, you have any candles back here? It's anything to like lower the mood down and relax a bit.
I
There
keep a
seems
couple
to be a
back
lot
here for
of tension.
stress, but
Okay, Harry.
I know I have a couple
All right,
back here
well,
for stress. Where are they? I think they're cantrip candles or somewhere. And Gordon kind of ducks down. And as he ducks down, the five of them turn and look. And at this point, all the other, the intellectuals from the local guilds are kind of hastily packing up, rolling scrolls, placing their papers into their poetry books as they are standing, finishing coffee, and turning to leave, with the exception of a table in the back. And this table in the back seems to have two people sitting at it. And for whatever reason, it's in shadow here in late afternoon. But with emotion, a thin figure stands up, places a hat on its head, strokes a large feather that decorates the hat, and walks into the light. And as this figure reveals itself, you can see the hue of the skin denotes a dark elf. And the sunglasses that this dark elf wears are circular, yet they seem to cast just enough shadow to allow none of this wonderful daylight to reach the eyes behind them. And the man walks up, or the elf walks up and says, "Yes, I'll take one more coffee, I believe, Gordon. And what's going on here? This is a interesting thing for humans to do. Is this posturing? Posturing, I believe it is. You,
I'm not
Dragonborn, you seem uneasy. Is this a standoff?
I don't know. Is it?
I
was trying to
I
figure
don't
that out.
know.
I think
These
it
men
might
are
be.
ruffians.
Yes, brackets.
Are you going to fight them?
I hope not. I don't want to have to.
What if they fight you? And this is
I-
loud enough for you all to hear.
I mean, I guess. If.
Who invited
If
you,
you're good-
Peacock?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
no one invites me anyway. I just arrive.
I can invite you
Graham,
around to our house for dinner.
Graham. This is not the time to ask a strange man on a date.
I sensed
He
that.
leans
I
forward.
knew as soon as I was saying it was weird.
He leans forward to Graham over the bar. I'd say yes.
Cool. Could you stop them from fighting us, do you think? You seem like you're kind of enigmatic,
Absolutely.
possibly good at this kind of thing.
I wouldn't get in the way.
Do I come off like that? I usually come off for mysterious. And enigmatic is more of an intellectual thing, but see, the people I deal with aren't very intellectual, so mysterious is better. Enigmatic, they don't understand all the time. Sure.
Sorry, your
mysterious.
coffee. There you are.
Yeah. Thank you.
Uh,
So
The-
are you all going to fight? You over there.
There's a squeeze of
eyeball
lime
man.
in that coffee.
This is awful. Did you put something in this? Is this citrus in this? Did you?
A little bit of lemon, I panicked.
I think
You'll
you
feel
are
that
going
later.
to fight us. I hope not. I have a delicate system. And at this point,
You
the guy with the eyeballs tattooed to his head looks and sees this elf appear, and there is an air of recognition on the face. And his eyes turn to the tabaxi with the pointed stick. His eyes turn towards the half-orc. briefly on the Dragonborn, briefly on the man with the hood. Gordon, you know what? I think we might have been a day early. I just checked. I think we're a day early.
I do that all the time.
My mistake. Tell Jonesy we will be back tomorrow. We'll be back. And chat, here's the viewer decision. Jarlaxle's in play. Does he do something to allow the fight to disperse or cause it to happen?
All right.
Why do I have a feel how this is gonna go?
The Jarlaxle card.
The old.
What a wild card, am I right?
Wow, I'm learning by playing it. You click on the screen to vote, my friends. Fight or no fight? I wonder what it would be.
Do I want to do this?
Yeah. Oh, I know what I'm voting.
That started very good and it's quickly gone bad.
So as this is happening, the tattoo says, no problems here, pointy stick, maybe we'll see you around. Big man, maybe we'll see you around. Peacock, yeah, we won't see you around. As they're starting to walk back towards the door. It's at this point, too, that all the other PCs that have been with Morwen would realize that she has never entered London's fog.
Hey, Tabaxi, didn't you say that Morwen was standing right outside?
She should have been. She's not in here, though, so...
She was walking with us, and I tried to hold her hand for most of the way here, but it was
Too long.
slippery. My hand was sweaty.
Hey, Eye Stalk. I walk forward towards the dwarf with the eyeballs on his head. You see anyone outside?
It's a city. I've seen a lot of people.
You would
What do you-
recognize this one. Little fishy. Aquatic complexion.
He's a fish.
Roll a
Looks
persuasion
like a
check.
fish.
As
Really nice.
he seems to want to retreat.
She would strike you as the nicest person you've met.
That is going to be 16 plus nothing. 16.
All of this stress has gotten to Edmer, and he added a little shot to his coffee, so he's starting to feel it.
I assume that Edmure is like robbing the place blind of alcohol. Like he's just
Yes.
filling his liver as much as he can.
Like this is all happening. He's like making drinks, but he's actually like putting things in mugs and then putting the mugs in his pants, and then he's just like,
Yep. And then we could have one of these. Anybody else? No? All right. Just one more. We got more things. Yep.
Edmure, grab me some juice.
Yep. Juice it is. Coming right up. Are they still here? Oh, they are. Okay. Yeah, go.
So, as they're all sitting there and this question is asked from Val, the tattoo would say, "The Triton, yeah, she's outside. Someone took her
Right.
south. I didn't watch her. I mean, she looks good, but I mean, I didn't like keep watching her. Can we go now?"
Fine.
And what was the result of that viewer decision?
52% fight. We're so close. Closer than I thought. Closer than I expected, so ready for that chat.
nice, that is a close one. GG, chat.
Played.
Nice. I like the passive nature of chat. It's a good thing and a great thing. As this fellow is about ready to back off, as a knife hilt arrives in the chest of the man to his immediate left, quivers, very much like a knife hilt quivered in the chest of a half-orc with a new suit, just a few miles away. And as he looks down and slowly drops, the other four reach for their weapons, and the elf leans over to Graham and puts his elbows on the bar and says, I think you're going to have to fight. Roll some initiative, everybody.
Oh,
I love Jarlaxle so much. Oh my god.
God damn it.
I've got such a geek boner right now. All right, so initiative?
Not 20. Oh my god.
Natural 20.
I can't even function.
Damn.
Oh my god, I got
Graham.
natural 20.
We so
Hell
fast. It's just that I see Ruva moving, and so I start moving as well. For any reason I'm going as fast. I'm like, Ruva's doing
I
stuff.
practically
Go.
drag him along, just like throw him in.
There
I don't
we go.
have Edmure selection in my fantasy. In my Final
Everybody
Fantasy.
give me 1
games.
second.
In Final Fantasy game, you entered with a different username, so that may be why.
Ah,
No
yes,
problem.
that would be why. Correct.
I'm not fighting Jarlaxle. Fuck that, Barrigan. Woo! I may be a
Give me 1
fool.
second, everybody. My everything kind of crashed here a bit. Give me 1 moment, and I will get
It's
everything
okay.
up that I need.
Did we win?
You guys win!
If Greg,
Yay!
if Greg
We're just
doesn't
getting
get-
through the narrative of.
If Greg doesn't turn up within 15
How we
minutes,
won.
you get to level up. That's the rule.
Yeah, just like it's the old college professor.
Yeah,
Late
that's right.
rule.
Don't turn up. You just get to play in.
You level up.
Yep.
Okay. Almost got it. Hold on 1 sec.
DM tips
Thanks.
from the pros.
That's right. That's how you play. I don't
Okay.
know.
Roll them all together. Okay, initiative, everybody.
I think
22?
Ruva's going first, yeah. And then I'm on a 21.
Got a nice little 15.
I have an 18.
Nice. Oh, nice. Okay, so that's all of you guys before them. As they are shocked to see... a knife in the chest of one of their friends, a knife that quickly disappears and seems to return to some place on the elf's body. As the first up is Ruva, you see as all of them reach for short swords to pull out, you have 4 enemies in front of you. What would you like to do, Ruva?
I'm going to turn around first and just be like, really? Just looking at the feathered cap man and just hoist my my weapon and throw it at the dwarf. The tattooed dwarf.
Okay,
So
go
roll
right
to hit.
ahead and... Yep, please.
I think, hold on a second. I don't have my weapon in there yet, but it is a +5 to hit, so.
Go right ahead. Yeah, you just can roll a 20 and give me your bonuses.
That
will be a hit.
That's a 21. 21 to hit.
Absolutely. Absolutely,
All right.
yep.
So 2d6 damage. 2 plus. So 8 damage. Or, yeah, 8 damage total.
Okay, so as your harpoon sinks deep into, like, the stomach and the partial side, the abdomen region of this dwarf, and as it sinks in, the barbs actually poke out of the back through the leather armor as he stands there and looks at this thing as this day has not gone the way that he thought it would. And he seems very hurt by this action of being impaled, as one often would. What would you like to do for your bonus or movement?
I'm gonna bonus action just yank it back out and kind of drive it out backwards. So I think it's just a strength check. Yeah, just a strength check.
Yes, it is.
It's a 5. Oh, it's an 8.
Okay, so with this 8, 2 things happen. One, it does not yank free from the dwarf's body, but what it does is
Gross.
it pulls the dwarf and he drops to the ground prone in front of you, your harpoon still kind of quivering and stuck in the meat of his side. And so when all of this happens, you just hear a moan as you see the full expanse of tattoos on his head. And from this angle, they don't look very cool. He did not spend a lot of money on these. And the other three
I
are
could have
standing
done
and
better.
watching. So yeah, you do not have your harpoon. You can retrieve it on your next round. You do have movement, though, if you'd like to do anything.
I'll probably just, as he falls towards me, I'll just take a couple steps backward, just so that the length of the chain is at its full extent.
Okay, so you're
I'm
going back
guessing
like
that's-
10 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, so you draw back 10 feet, the chain goes taut again, and the kitty with the pointy stick has caused Mr. Tattoo to have a very bad day. Let's jump down to Graham. Graham, you are being watched
Mr.
by the
Tattoo.
eyes of this dark elf who seems very intent on how you are going to perform in this situation.
I'm super stressed and panicked by River doing this, and I'm like at the ice machine, and I'm like currently like at the point where I'm like throwing in the ice, like holding it under the thing. I see the ice, and I throw it, and I cast Ray of Frost at the dwarf that River is attacking, and that is a 23 to hit. Okay, which deals.
Go ahead.
Good. Which deals 3 points of damage. And his speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of his next turn.
Oh, his speed's reduced far greater than that. Describe how you freeze this dwarf solid as he is both stuck and now dead.
Oh man, it's totally that scene from like X-Men 1 or 2 with the Barbie. And I basically just like throw out the ice onto him, and he just like freezes solid right where he's standing in surprise. And Graham looks the exact same expression on his face, like super surprised, like, oh my god, oh my god. And that's my attack.
And the
Here's
dark
my
elf
bonus
reaches
action
across
to
the bar.
exclaim.
Great. The dark elf reaches across the bar and grabs Graham by the shoulder, and with a squeeze of encouragement, "You did it! I knew you could do it! It's fantastic! It's extraordinary! You froze him solid! That's why I threw the dagger. I wanted to see that! Right? Let's cut to Edmure.
All right, so how many of these brozos are left?
You have 3 of them left, and they are looking none too happy to be employed at this particular moment.
Well, they should really be unemployed like me. So I'm gonna. I wanted to do something and really screw up everything, and I feel like maybe that's still something I can do. All right, so I'm gonna go like, all right, stay back, and I'm just gonna like blind fire, throwing mugs, and I'm gonna chuck a mug towards Aruva's direction and possibly hitting that block of ice. Because I mean, this is all happening at the same time, so I can't really, make the decision of what I'm doing. Especially if I'm doing blind fire. I'm gonna throw a mug at the block of ice.
Okay, sure. You can roll with advantage as he's not moving.
Okay, that's good. All right, I'll take it. What's my range stuff here? $16 and an 11.
Okay, what's in the mug that you're throwing? You said that you were filling these up. Is this filled or empty?
This one's hot. This one's hot coffee.
Okay, so as you throw it, tell me how you Terminator 2 the tattooed dwarf as he is frozen and now hit with a solid warm object and shatters.
No, that's not what happens. Because of wild magic searches. So I'm gonna throw the hot coffee, thinking he's helping, hitting the block of ice, or this block of ice, spraying the guy with, well, the porcelain shatters all over the place, spraying the guy with hot coffee. At first, it seems like he would be doing damage, and then you realize that the guy who's frozen starts to blink, and then his head and shoulders become thawed as he kind of like starts to emote a little more about the pain that he's in, and then you could see the frost just thaw on his shoulders and his back as it starts to drip to the ground, and he falls to his knees at full health.
What we're going to say here is because as it is a wild magic surge that heals him, the ice, while it does dissipate a bit, does not fully melt. And as the head with the tattoos look up, you'll notice that you can see through the translucent nature of the skull, and the ice is not receding anymore, as it appears that whatever magics were at play have decided, in this place, close to the White Bull Market, this is how this dwarf is going to end up. And the dwarf looks up, and he is now half dwarf, half ice sculpture.
Perfect. All right, and that's my turn. Actually, yeah, that's my turn. Just blind fire, throwing. I assume I missed the other couple of shots he takes, but yeah, the only real one is that one that he checked.
Right, you get one attack. You're throwing, but the one attack, yeah, sure. Okay, so that goes
narratively,
to Val.
I'm throwing
Val.
mugs, but yeah.
The next person to speak to Jarlaxle gets a wild magic surge from Nerga, but thanks so much.
That's sick.
That will just to clarify
Jarlaxle.
that's the next
definitely
person
me, right?
that Jarlaxle speaks to, not who speaks to Jarlaxle. Just making sure. Val, you are up, my friend.
Okay. How is the tattooed dwarf doing? Is he the ice sculpture one, or is that a different fellow?
He is the ice sculpture. You saw the rise and fall of the tattooed dwarf as he was harpooned.
Whoops.
He was shot with a ray of frost. He was frozen, and what would have been a after-death blow with this cup that hit him, he then rose anew, but almost the opposite of the phoenix born in ice instead of fire. He now stands before you, half of his face still this frozen ice sculpture, the back of his head see-through, various parts of his body still captured in this frost. But he seems alive and well. Maybe better than before.
I'm gonna stride towards him. I'm gonna crack my knuckles. I'm gonna say, "You look like hell warmed over, friend." And I'm gonna make 2 unarmed attacks at him. Let me see if I can find that on this Fantasy Grounds character sheet.
I'm picturing he's like an
just-
ice sculpture, but where the coffee
action.
splashed is his flesh.
So both of these are at +6.
Oh, damn. 30.
20 and 21 to hit.
Both hit, sir. Both hit. Roll some damage for me.
All right. And these are at +4. That is 8 + 7. That is 15 damage between the 2 of these punches.
As you deliver these 2 devastating shots, Val, as you come in and tell us how you deliver both of them. Is it a straight and then an upper, or?
Yeah, the first one goes across his iced over half of his face, crack the ice with my knuckles as I get him in there, and then as he begins to stagger backwards a little bit, I catch him underneath the jaw with an uppercut.
Okay, so Val, as you hit, and you are very used to hitting flesh, you have felt it beneath your knuckles many, many times. And this, while you strike the ice and you realize that, there's obviously some more, there's substance to it beyond that flesh and bone, you realize that the damage that you normally would have given to flesh, or even ice if you were punching it for some reason, doesn't seem to be as thorough as what you've just delivered. And so as each strike hits, the dwarf kind of turns, realizing himself in this bizarre transformative state that he's in, that he withstood something that would have killed him moments ago. and he smiles, his teeth partially calcium and partially see-through ice.
What the hell?
It is their
Dark Elf, is this your doing?
No, I haven't. I don't know. I didn't do this. And that's a wild magic surge to Val. Yeah. That's a wild magic surge to Val as Jarlaxle just addressed him.
So it's I'll put a command here in the fancy grounds chats, /die space 1d10,000. So
/die space 1d10 1000. 4016.
Wow.
Ooh, 4016. That's the worst one.
Oh no, that's the old 46.
As per usual, this is going to need some interpretation from D&D coach.
Okay, good.
All of target's belongings are transported beyond the horizon. Beyond the horizon.
The only horizon I can see is the door.
Right.
True. Yeah.
As this is the London's fog, and we're going to make the following instance happen with this wild magic surge. It's not belongings, it's the want of ownership, of taking somebody to task, of laying them low. And as the last person that Val wanted to own, the dwarf, half ice and half flesh, disappears.
Nice.
That's a very fun interpretation of that roll. What the hell? He was
Oh
just,
my!
What did he?
Does my harpoon?
You're welcome.
Does my harpoon
It
stay
clattered.
with him? Okay.
All of a sudden, your harpoon just clatters to the ground.
Oh, God.
But you would notice, too, that on your harpoon, the first several links of the chain from like the inset of the handle, you see the crisscross of ice and frost as it closes the rings and makes them almost solid. And as you kind of jerk the chain, you see the ice kind of fleck off and fall, and it remains on the floor and does not melt.
Just kind of shake it a couple times.
It
What
is
is
now
this
the bandits'
magic
turn.
ice?
Now we die.
As they look and see everybody and what you all have just done, and they know the hat and the feather, and they literally just saw the big guy, Val, punch their friend into nothingness. And so as they are street thugs, they turn and they run, as all good street thugs would in this instance. And so they turn and start running towards the front door. Nobody is in melee with the other three, but you may offer pursuit if you would like to. So we will go back to the top of the order as Ruva. You have your harpoon free to you on the floor, being able to be retrieved by a bonus action. They are they're at the door, and you hear the little bell go off as they open it. Ding, 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 ding.
I'll use my bonus action to retrieve it. Just real quick. So just a strength check. That's a natural 1.
You don't have to have a strength. Yeah, when it's not embedded in somebody, you can just pull it back to you.
Okay, so I'll just pull it back.
Yep.
So I'll kind of wind it back, and I'm not going to pursue them, but I am going to walk to the outside of the establishment and just like see which direction they're going at least.
Make a perception check for me, please.
Okay. 18.
Okay, so as you go outside, you can definitely see these three thugs heading south. Your knowledge of the city would indicate that they are heading toward the dock ward. But as you turn and look around, you notice two things. One, just across the street is that Kenku that you saw before with the long sort of coat and the cigar shoved in the slit of his beak. And as it glows, kind of illuminating the black gloss feathers of his head, your eyes go north as the sun is beginning to set, and the shadows of Mount Waterdeep are casting organic, flickering shadows aimed to augment that of the torches and gas lanterns being lit. And for a moment, you think you see a figure on the upper roof of the neighboring building, a figure in a cloak, but it disappears quickly. There is no sign of Morwen.
What the-
You're muted.
Sorry, and yet they said that that Morwen was walking south.
That's what they said, yeah.
Okay.
But you see them just hauling butt to the south.
Okay, so I'll nod at the Kenku and kind of go back inside and just look at everyone and just be like, I think they're going back to the docks, and night's starting to fall, and Morwen apparently was to the south. I don't know if we should look for her or...
Do you think they took her? Whoa, as well. Do you think that guy frozen solid there's going to be okay?
He'll be fine.
You feather hat. What is the meaning of... Why did you throw a dagger at that man? They were leaving.
Yeah, you kind of started this.
No, they started it. They came in and they were arrogant and presumptuous. They believed that they would come in here and rough up somebody. Well, you roughed them up. You froze one of them and then healed them for some inexplicable reason. But that was interesting. I didn't see that coming, to be honest. And you healed and it was like half of a frost thing. It's all interesting. I will write about it. I'm going to journal tonight, I believe.
Are they gone?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Gordon, do you know this man?
More coffee? Anyone?
Gordon.
Coffee?
Gordon kind of pulls himself up from behind the bar. No, he's talking to the boss's friend, but I don't know him.
Who are you, mister?
The boss's friend?
Gordon
boss.
looks and points to... Yeah, Gordon points to the back corner table that's still in shadow, and you see that there is another figure sitting there.
Yes, I was talking to the boss's friend.
Who's
Well,
the
I
boss?
guess I'll be going.
No, not yet. Not until we've finished asking our questions. Can't just start a fight and leave.
Yes, I
Yeah,
can.
you could. I mean,
I suspect
like he's doing
just don't. We'd rather you not.
I will humor you
Just don't
all.
hurt me.
I don't hurt anyone. I abhor
So
violence.
who are you,
You-
mister?
Am I crazy?
Do you have a name or a title or something?
Peacock sounds good. I've heard it before. It's sort of an old one, but Peacock will go. It'll work.
That seems like a nickname, not a real name.
Nothing gets by her. Room.
Quick as a whip, this one. Well, who are you? This is, if we're going to introduce I am the Peacock, and you're Graham, and he looks at Graham.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And he points to Val. You are...
Valia. You don't need to know anything.
That's a
You
pretty
need to
name.
know anything more than that. Valia.
That's mysterious. There's enigmatic, and then there's mysterious. That was mysterious. I like it.
Right? This is Uncle
And
Edmund.
you... Oh,
I was gonna go by the Stone Golem. I was gonna try to go for another nickname, but yeah, you call me Edmund. All right.
We'll do it again. Let's take it from the top.
All right,
Now,
yeah, okay.
who's this right here?
They call me the Rock Golem. You can call me the Rock Golem. Good to meet you. Peacock.
Rock?
Yeah, it's
Peacock
my
and the
nickname.
rock.
You have a nickname, I have a nickname. Yeah. Yep. Can you smell what the rock
It'll
going
work.
is cooking?
I've never
Yeah.
heard you ever anyone call you that.
I will call you that. You are
Right.
the Rock. Rock Gollum. Very fine. And you, Tabaxi, what is your name?
You can just call me the woman with the pointy stick. And I just want to just grin with my teeth.
You sure you? We can do it again. I did it with him. We can.
Oh, I think
You can
this
come
is
out and-
fine.
Yeah.
Woman with the pointy stick.
From the
Okay.
top.
Well,
Unless you have a
I bid
different
you-
name you want to tell us.
you don't like the peacock?
I'd rather a real
No.
name.
Pretty bad.
I will make this promise to you, woman with the pointy stick. I shall tell you my real name the moment before you know it. How is that?
It's a riddle.
I hate that.
That's enigmatic. Actually, I'd go
That
so
is-
far as to say that's cryptic.
Cryptic. That's like
Ow.
even more mysterious.
I'm going the other
yeah.
way. This is not a good day. I've gone to cryptic.
So,
I can't go to
so
cryptic.
who's the boss?
It's
He's
like
the-
mythological and enigmatic.
right?
Only there was a
Who's
word.
the-
Awful.
You said there was a boss over there. Who's that?
I believe he said it's the boss's friend. I am
Oh.
the friend of the boss's.
Aha.
Right. Do you know Morwen?
And I have Morwen. Should I know Morwen? No, I
She's
do
a
not.
good person to know, but I wondered if maybe you were her friends. 'Cause I don't know any of you really. And this has all escalated quite a lot to where I think I might have just hurt someone.
Gordon,
didn't
where are the
hurt him.
candles?
I think you killed him and then he came back. So it's kind of like a half a check mark.
Well, that's okay, I guess.
Yes, it's kind of like a kind of a introductory murder. You do it, see if you like it, and then it's taken back. So if you
I feel
like
you.
it, then you can keep doing it.
I didn't like it.
You're good at it. It's natural. I'm going to freeze him. And I like that. It was flourish. That was mysterious. I'm cryptic today. It's awful. I must go contemplate this, but good day, everyone. Good show. It was, it was very fun. You should be on the stage next time. Ah! And he starts walking out.
Okay.
I don't like him.
That man's a sociopath.
I didn't know how to feel about that.
I don't know what happened.
That was
Are
I
they
don't
gone?
like
Did they
him
die? What
either.
happened? Wow.
that's just mean.
Bad things happen when men like him interfere in the goings on of normal people. I should hope we don't run into him again.
Edward, did you
Yeah,
heal
that's-
that man?
Weird.
Did you heal the tattooed man with
Yes,
a
thank you.
coffee?
What? I mean, coffee
You
does
threw
have
him
a lot
up.
of attributes. Yeah, cover fire. Have you heard of cover fire?
You know, when people are like, "Oh, I'm so dead, I could really do with a coffee." Maybe that's what.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what that was.
don't talk to me. Awake yet? Rejuvenating properties. I don't know.
Gordon is completely shocked by the turn of events and the fact that there is a body with a knife wound, but not a knife, lying on the floor of his establishment. Do you guys think that? I mean, what am I supposed to do with that?
Well, I don't know what your customs are here in Waterdeep, but I can assume there is some kind of law.
A funeral.
Should I call the watch? Should I?
Yeah,
There
probably.
was. There was-
Do
Wait
this,
till I
guys?
leave.
I mean,
You remember
Well,
the
thanks for the
Kenku?
coffee, Gordon. I'm gonna.
Do you remember the Kenku that was at the scene of the murder that we saw? He's standing right outside.
Oh! Oh, we should probably see what he wants. Because there were like 6 people asleep or dead. And
I probably do go outside, make my way to the door, see the Kenku, and turn him back around. Come back inside.
Okay.
You're going to turn right as you see the local detective. Right? Ding, ding! And there he is, right. At this point,
exactly
the other figure from the corner table would come forward, and you would see a smaller human, middle-aged. He seems to, upon observation, be dressed almost exactly like me, and he would have stains on his fingers that would probably lend you to believe that it's ink. And he would walk forward and look at Gordon and look at everybody and say, "It was fantastic. You took care of those hooligans. You didn't even need his help. The peacock."
Is that what his name is?
It's not, but he's got an... I'm not allowed to say it, but he's sort of an acquaintance of mine. He wouldn't
Like a friend?
help me, though. Well, sure, we'll go with that, but... do you all know who I am?
By the gods, I think I do.
No,
There we are. Civilization. After times.
I wish I'd brought my copy of your guide to monsters. I've dog-eared it to hell and back.
Oh, he's YOLO.
You're lucky. I have an extra one right here. He opens it up. And he signs it. There you are. Free of charge for a fan. I have crates of them.
You're too kind.
I am,
Wow.
but
Oh, you're Alizar. That's who you are. You're the guy who writes them.
The famous wizard, Alizar.
Yeah.
No, what?
what's that name you just said?
Uncultured.
You
Yes.
son
Alizar?
of a bitch, you. There is no Alizar. He's... What have you heard?
Not much.
What have you
I
heard?
heard, he's read a lot
Sorry
of
for
brochure
offending.
about yes,
And I'm
about
just gonna
monsters
step
and
back.
stuff.
This man knows art. This man, he points to Val, knows what it takes to be a writer in today's day and age. And
You're an artist?
ruin that moment by saying Alizar. The hell with you both.
Sorry,
So lost.
I don't read.
Are you like
I
a
don't
painter or
always-
something?
Who is he? Who's this guy?
I am a painter of words. I am Volo. I am the voice of the realms. Yes.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that name.
Oh, you're unemployed.
So, are
So
you
am I.
like touring?
I am currently on a book tour. I am here in Waterdeep. I have several engagements, but
Oh, well, I've written a few plays. You might want to. You could take a look at them, maybe.
you have a play. I'm
Yeah.
not allowed to accept them anymore. I can't take them myself, of course. You can contact my publishing house, and they would be happy.
It is
to-
quite good.
There's a... I'm sure it is, and it'll make its way to me. But legally, if I take it, it could be considered plagiarism. So if you would send it to Gort at the publishing house, he
Okay,
will get it
yeah.
through the proper channels. Yes,
Okay.
of course, and your play will surely
Thanks.
be published. But listen,
It's amazing.
I had my friend the Peacock here to ask him a favor, and it appears that he's fresh out. So
I will ask, perhaps you handled yourselves well.
We're good at favors.
You're a fan?
I like to help.
He points to Val. I'm not sure about this one. And he looks over at Edmure. But the rest of you seem to have a good head on your shoulders. I have misplaced a friend.
So have we.
I was just about to say. We happen to be in the same boat.
What was your friend's name?
Mormon.
Oh, that's not my friend.
Well,
but it's a pretty
we're also
name.
looking for Jonesy.
Jonesy is my friend.
We were originally looking for him. We actually just returned from looking for him.
Did you find him?
No, unfortunately not. But the City Watch is looking for him as well.
You are the right people then, because if you were picked to go look for Jonesy, who is a friend of mine, I'm staying here at the London's Fog, and he is a friend of quite renowned and long-standing. But I asked my friend the Peacock here to help me find another missing acquaintance.
Three
Perhaps you
missing
would like
friends.
it. It seems to be becoming a habit.
And who is this third missing acquaintance?
My friend is young man. His name is Floon. Would you take this task? Perhaps you'll find your friend as well. A lot of this has been going on, this kidnapping, I believe.
Mormon's been
Terrible
kidnapped.
state.
I
She's
don't
not
often
around,
call
maybe.
I don't often call it an honor to work for anyone, but to be in the service of Volothamp Gadon, you have my blade, sir.
Well, I'm happy. I'm happy to help as well. If it'll help us find Mormon, probably. If she's been kidnapped, then and your friend has as well, then maybe they're related. Not
Two
like
birds with one stone and all that.
in blood, but yeah.
It could be, because I was thinking, and as I was listening, I do that best instead of fighting. I heard them say that your friend went south, and it just so happens that Floon, my friend, was last seen south of here. Could be
Ooh.
related.
It probably is. What do you think, Ruva? Can we go?
I hate to ask
Please.
for compensation, sir, but I, in particular, I'm new in the city, and I'm wondering if there's a possible way that this is a paid job.
It absolutely is.
I'm
And
happy to
I
do
will-
it fully exposure for working
no,
with you.
Graham, you don't take jobs for exposure. It doesn't help anyone.
Making life harder for the rest of us.
He's an artist, though. That's what they do, right?
No, Edmure,
Not a-
that's incorrect
There's a place
and
people
wrong
can buy
and
me coffee.
illegal.
Fine.
He reaches into his inner vest and begins to pull out small, what look like stacks inside of pouches as he clinks them down, and he puts one in front of Ruva. 10 gold dragons. Puts one down in front of Val. 10 gold dragons. And he kind of shakes one in front of Graham for a second. Never work for exposure, boy. Doesn't pay any dividends. And he drops it in front of you. 10
Okay.
gold dragons.
I grab it from
And
his
he
hand.
reaches into his...
Thank you.
10 gold dragons. If you find my friend, I will give you 10 times that much apiece. 100 gold dragons apiece. Except for him. Except for you, unless you take back what you said about that person.
I'm sorry. I don't even know really who it is. I just thought that's. Anyway, I take it back. I take it back.
Fine, you're back in my good graces for now.
We get.
South of here, there is a bar, tavern. Got one pipe. I don't know why I was there. It's called the Skewered Dragon. If you go there, that was the last place that I saw my friend Floon. The peacock would not help me, other than to laugh and then throw a knife into that man's chest. I don't have enough dragons for him. Well, it's... between royalty checks it's... I'll have it, but it doesn't matter what I'm telling you this. So if you could go down there and find him, you will be handsomely rewarded, and perhaps you will find your Morwyn friend.
The Skewered Dragon, that's a dockward establishment, ain't it?
It is.
I've been there once or twice.
I've
Rough
told
crowd.
to go back there.
It is, and don't eat anything that has lettuce on it, unless you enjoy the privy.
What?
I don't think I'll have much of an appetite.
We should probably head down there
I-
if Morwyn's there.
If Morwen's in
while
danger, then we should make quick work, yeah.
Well, the trail
Yeah, we
is-
should make
is
more
hot.
money.
Well, I shall wait here, and if either Jonesy or your friend Morwyn appear, I will tell them that you are waiting for them, and that you have gone to the Skewered Dragon for me.
She looks like a
and,
fish.
I will... Dragon! Ooh,
Yeah.
fantastic. I'm
Very
writing a
happy.
new book, you know. Perhaps. You are all very unique. Half-orc, dragonborn, tabaxi, asshole.
Hello?
Yes. Triton. Fantastic. I like it. But if you do this for me, 100 gold dragons apiece if you find my friend Floon.
We'll
What
definitely
does
try,
he look
Mr.
like?
Mr. Volo. Oh yeah, good idea.
What does he look like? Anything we can go off of? And is he a mage?
Yeah.
Is he?
He's a handsome young man. He's noble bearing. He has fine clothes. He a bit last season, but he would be able to. It's transitional, It's alien right now, so it's. Did you still wear white? Do you not wear white? It's always a question. He was wearing white, but it's
So
nice.
you.
This is off-white, and some call it cream.
So not a trend setter,
Excuse
but a
me.
trend follower.
Trend blazer? Yes. Yes, perhaps. So, yes, he's handsome, brown hair, human. He, clean shaven. If you say my name, you'll be very happy. He loves me.
Do you know what he was wearing on the night that he went missing?
He was wearing something that was also cream, and
Very
it was a shirt with a nice, almost a deep burgundy vest. His pantaloons were, like I said, last season, so they were a bit broad in the hip, but they were cut and tapered to a fine pair of black riding boots struck beneath the knee.
He sounds like he cuts a dashing and recognizable figure, then. Shouldn't be too hard to find in the dock ward. Those people there don't wear much better than rags.
He does, my friend, but it's an interesting balance that he catches. He is good looking, but not too good looking. So he draws the eye, and then the eye comes to me. The perfect friend.
Right.
Oh my god. I just saw that come in. I will allow Will to handle that when he jumps back. Thank you very much for the donation, as I'm going to figure out how the hell to work that one. We'll see in a second. So yeah, as you guys are delivered this mission by Volo, you have been given your 10 dragons. You have been given a place to go. And as all of you who are citizens of Waterdeep would know, this is a jaunt through the city, a darkening city, as night has fallen, but the sky still holds the hue of a dying day. What would you like to do?
I say to the party, before we go anywhere, I gotta see a man about a old business partner per se. I'll be right back.
And Edmund disappears into an alley, hastily making his way to his drug dealer to spend his 10 gold.
Should have held on to his gold.
Thank you, Praxa. Wait, we have. Oh shit! I just saw that shit. Did you see that? Did you catch that?
I'll let you,
Okay, good.
I caught it. I will let you handle that. Is that how you want to address it? I didn't. I just said thank you, so you go right ahead.
Yeah, the Skewered Dragon, befriended by a dwarven necromancer and his friend, a human paladin of ill-mated. That's going to be interesting. Thanks so much, bud. Okay, what did I miss, or what are we up to at this point?
We just each got the 10 gold, and
Cool.
now we're just about to go to the Skewered Dragon. But
Yeah,
before that, I want to
head
look
down
over
there
at
straight
Val.
away.
Are you not hungry?
Edmund disappeared.
Yeah, Edmund's already gone. Val, was it?
That's me.
And you know our little fishy friend?
That's absolutely right. We've done business together before. This is going to be our second meeting. Third meeting? Second meeting.
Well, let's hope that we find her alive. She did seem quite useful at getting information out of soldiers, so maybe grab a drink for the road.
Soldier. Is that what she was doing?
Well, she was quite talented, and we saw these dead bodies. There were 6 of them, and I asked for what was going on, and wouldn't tell me, of course. But once this little one started crying and crying for her husband, saying that he went this way, and, well, the soldier just felt so bad that he ended up telling her a lot of what happened, and something about watch people saying Xanathar, and it was quite interesting. She's quite persuasive.
Multi-talented.
Do you know anything about those Xanathar? I don't know, I've never heard of it before.
Legend here in Waterdeep that there is a crime lord of incredible power, immortal, all-seeing, but none have ever seen his face, lives deep below the ground. A man, I would assume, human being, perhaps a great wizard who has turned his power towards crime. I have no taste for the Xanathar Guild and their likes.
It's a guild.
Cruel. Yes, organized crime. Crime family. With a shadowy being at its head. I've never tangled with them. I don't know their symbols, or their icons, or their hand signs, but I know they exist. I'd really rather not tangle with them if I don't have to. But if Morwen has indeed fallen into trouble with them, then I will brave whatever dangers are necessary to get her back. Let's move.
Let's move. Rem,
Before you leave, Volo kind of motions for Ruva. You seem to be
You and the book lover seem to be in charge here a bit. Tell you what, I would like you to take this. And he pulls out a small, kind of a, almost like a gift box. And it's full of about 15 to 20 sheets of paper. He says, if you write a message onto this, and you fold it up, turn into a bird, and find whoever you want to read the message. It's magic. Magic paper. I have it. And I'm giving it to you.
And why are you giving it to me?
Well, if you need to contact me, Volo Thamkadam, you can write it on the paper, fold it, throw it in the air to turn into a bird and fly and find me and tell me what you need.
Sounds good.
While I would
Okay.
like you to only use it for me, I will let you know that you have as many sheets as in this box to send to whomever you would like. I have already tried to do so with Floon. It has not worked. Presumably. But if you cannot find your friend, perhaps you can send her one of these.
That's not a bad idea.
Be wise.
I am full of them. Not bad, good ideas.
Well, thank you, Volo, sir. That's a very kind gift. We'll use it wisely.
I should hope so. It's expensive, but I mean, that's not here nor there. I'm rich, but I'll see you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Volo.
I'll take the box, put it away, and nod to the rest of them. Let's go.
So that for you, Ruva, is now 15 uses of a one-way message to somebody. So if you would like to send a message to someone anywhere, you may do as Volo commanded, write it down on the paper, fold it into a bird, and it will fly away to find whoever you wish the message delivered to.
Magic.
Sweet.
Wish I could do that. All right.
So the guy who froze
Let's go.
somebody.
Let's go and find Morn. And
Yes,
this
let's.
Floon friend. You guys go first. Sometimes I don't get allowed into bars.
Edmure did leave to, honestly, probably go pick up drugs.
Oh no, he needed some more shoes. He said. He doesn't do the
Yes.
drugs.
Let's cut to the shoe store across the street in the alley. As Edmure is getting sized up, and as we're just going to say that this humanoid has at least a third goblin somewhere in the tree, says,
All right, Edmure. Do your usual.
Yes, I mean, there's an owlbear shit in the woods.
Oh, it's about the size of me. But here.
and he passes over. What is Edmure's drug of choice, just so everybody knows? I think we said it was liquid before, correct?
It's liquid, yeah. But it's best taken via nasal spray. So he's got like an eyedropper or like a medium-sized turkey baster, and he just puts the tip of the turkey baster right into the sinus and just squirts it in there with a nice full sinus full of this weird-ass liquid drug,
Take a
which happens to be his
that.
blood magic. Take a
Yeah.
snoot.
Yeah.
Snoot it
Thank you.
in.
Thanks.
Snoot it up there.
Oh my god. And thanks so much
Mama.
Steel Raid for that hosted raid. Welcome in, my friends. Good to see you. We're currently dealing drugs in Waterdeep, and in
That's right.
about an hour's time, Steel Rain will be here on Game of Thrones with us. So thank you so much, my friends. Welcome in. Love that snoot.
Yeah, so I fill my
snoot it
snoot
in.
with that.
Both of the snoots, dual snooted, if you will.
And now they could roll a Constitution saving throw for me. As this is some good. This is some good uncut.
Some good drug. Very good drug.
Mama.
Damn good snooting.
That's
You
right.
already snooted that one up good.
Okay, so the effect of this is as follows: as you take this illicit street narcotic from at least 1/3 goblin that you have injected into your body via turkey baster through the nose. Believe it or not, it's not great for you. And as
Come on. It's liquid. It's not like it's powder.
right, it's unregulated narcotics. Who knew? So what this is going to do for you is this is going to give you disadvantage on your perception and your investigation checks, as your pupils are roughly the size of your eyes.
Roughly this size. Perfect.
Incredible.
Yeah.
All right, so as you you're presumably going to stumble your way. You're presumably going to
Yes.
stumble your way back to the London's fog.
Yeah.
Look, he was just getting about some shoes. Uncle Edmund, did you get your shoes?
Yes.
Are your eyeballs
yeah.
itchy again?
Oh boy. Yeah, they're itching real bad right now.
Do you want me to itch them?
No, I got it. I should be fine. I'll be fine.
Okay.
Volo looks at Edmure and nods his head knowingly. A smile creeps across his face, and he goes, "I knew it. Only his kind would say that name."
Vindication! Uncle Edmund's got a bad disease that just affects his eyeballs every now and again.
Yeah.
His nose.
Yeah.
He carries around his
He
medicine
does have swollen eyes.
in his turkey baster.
His eyes do bulge out unnaturally. It could be the fact. It could be the danger field.
Drugs or the hypertension.
Sinuses. Yeah.
One of the two. They go hand in hand, really.
Oh, that's my bitch wife.
But yeah, it's so he does that.
I got no respect. My wife.
No respect at all. I asked Volo for a home improvement loan. He gave me 10 gold just to leave.
But yeah. So
All right, everybody. So are you heading south into the dock ward in search of the Skewered Dragon, the friend of Volo, name of Floon, and your friend, name of Morwen?
Right down there.
Okay. So as you all kind of leave the shop or leave London's fog and you're beginning to move, and you're underneath the placard that indicates the building, which is the sky. It's a cup with smoke and steam coming out of it, and the skyline of Waterdeep inside the smoke. Just as you move off, you would notice that several of the city watch and the town guards are coming in with this kenku, the ever-present cigar, burning an ember at the tip of its beak, as it is responding to the call Gordon put out that there is a body in here that was eradicated by some peacock. And as you are leaving, there is that uneasy moment where the kenku sees you all, knows because of the prior kind of sight of seeing Ruva come out that you all were in the same building in which he is going. And you can see in those large glassy eyes, not unlike those of Edmure right now, that it marks you all, and this time includes Val in its equation. And it turns and watches its small frame glancing up as you all pass by, not unlike a high noon scenario set to dinner time, but decidedly less violent. As it crosses, sees you, and he and his men enter into London's fog. As you all head south through the City of Splendors, you see anything but, as you've become accustomed to the violence that has beset the city, as at least 2 factions have begun to war over the streets, war over the things that cannot be seen on the streets. And much like you saw before with the acts of violence being cordoned off by the town watch, you see evidence of such places in several instances as you walk down. And the closer you get to the dock ward, the worse the area seems to become. Where the lanterns that lit the city way were housed with candles in the trades district, as you get down to the dock ward, you see that the lanterns have been smashed, the candles inside stolen, though they are only worth a copper or 2. It seems that everything has value here in the City of Splendor. Darkness might even be more valuable than the candles that were stolen. And as you kind of jump from puddle of light to puddle of light, that trek getting farther and farther, inside one of the pools of light, I would like everyone to roll a perception check, except for, of course, Edmure, who does so at disadvantage.
But my eyes are huge.
That's good logic.
I've got the bulging eyes. I can see way more. My field of view.
Eyes like a horse.
Your field of view slicer is like all the way up. Yes. Let me see everything.
Yeah. I don't need eyes stuck tattoos. I see it all.
I'd like to think that this entire time, if Edmure engages anybody in conversation, it's that kind of slightly off to the side look where you think he's looking directly at you, but it's just right over your shoulder. Right. It's that 1,000-yard, like, through your head look. Okay, so as you all take a look, Ruva and Graham, both of you see that.
And me, haha.
What did you get? What is your
17.
12 and 17? Well, you're at disadvantage.
Oh, crap.
Twice. And Edmure. So Ruva, Graham, and Edmure, as you walk into one of the pools of light, which in the City of Splendors and any city at this time, it's not the static, constant light of a modern city. It is the organic bleed of flickering flame as light and shadow battle for their space on the ground and the walls. But for a moment, as the candle bleeds and wicks and whips, you see that there is a kind of a bill post area. And you see several posters put up there for what it looks to be people that are missing. And there are artists' renditions. Some places you can tell couldn't afford to have such done or didn't know anybody with the talent to scribble in a charcoal rendering. There's just descriptions. And there seem to be quite a few of them.
Are there any that we recognize?
When you get closer and look, anybody that's going to actually look at these, roll me an intelligence check, just a straight intelligence check.
Oh dear.
Ooh, that's a 6.
What a 15.
Graham, as you're looking at all of those, even though this kind of reminds you of your alchemy studies, which you weren't necessarily great at, and Edmure. As you are both looking at this, it takes you about 3 or 4 kind of perusals to realize that all of these people that are, there's requests for information, they are all non-humans. There are dragonborn, tieflings, gnomes, halflings, dwarves, elves. No humans.
Huh. There aren't any humans in there. Wonder if it's like a special non-human night or something?
That seems
I'm safe.
odd. Any Tritons?
You don't see any, but you would see as you continue to look that these kind of bills have been posted, it looks that the first one, kind of the ones behind a couple of the others, was posted about 3 weeks ago, according to the dates.
Okay. Shall we press on? These seem like they've been here for a while.
Yeah, and they maybe know this Floon guy. He's not human, right?
What was Floon again? He didn't say, did he?
Yeah, Floon is a human.
He is a human. Okay, so I'd probably just be like, well, Floon would probably be okay considering he's not... Well, he is human. If that's the pattern that we can gauge from all these missing posters in 3 weeks. Val, do you recognize any of these?
You're muted, James.
There I am. I shake my head. No, they're all sailors, probably out of town. They're stopping in here for a night or a 10-day in port, and then they ship off to who knows where. Luskan, Neverwinter, Cholt, maybe. No, the bartender around here sees all kinds of folk, though. Maybe he'd know something. I'm not exactly a pretty face. I don't think I'd get much out of them.
I just
pretty
like clap
chiseled.
him on the shoulder. Just be like, don't sell yourself short. Sure, there's a lovely lady or man orc or half orc who would love to take you.
And you make up for it in personality.
Well, I appreciate it.
I
But when it
don't know
comes
where I was
to
traveling with
reeling
actors.
information out of people, I'm not the best.
Well, Rue is really good with people. She's got great people skills.
You want me to talk?
No, definitely not you, Enya. But
Well,
also,
I
Right.
speak.
I really wish we had our fishy friend here because she was good at talking.
I know, I miss her too.
We all do.
I can talk. I don't mind talking.
We know,
Oh,
Enya.
that's a great idea. We should definitely let Uncle Edmund talk. He's good with people as well. Especially
Yeah.
shooting tails.
Somehow I doubt that. And considering the size of his eyeballs right now,
Just
I
his
think he
intention.
might scare someone.
What?
Your eyeballs, they're enormous.
What
You
about
need your medicine.
Yes,
I get that, like, my own turkey based.
Oh,
He makes me carry around.
ugh. That's just
Baster.
The backup base, you already got out. What's going to happen?
I just continue walking to the Skewered Dragon, wherever we were told it is.
Thanks.
Right, so
Let's go in as a
as
team.
you all can...
A family.
Yeah.
As you all get down to into the dock ward, and as you are heading and given in the directions that you were given for the Skewered Dragon, you pass by Zastro Street and Fillet Lane, and as you kind of round that corner, there perched is a rather unique looking structure, and for that, in the City of Splendors, is something to behold. As you look at this oddity shop, it seems to have what appears to be a stuffed... Someone can make an Arcana check for me, but it seems to be a stuffed creature with a big mouth, one eye, and several eye stalks coming off of it. And it is
Perfect.
positioned in the
Good.
front window.
What's that?
It's a feel-good thing.
It's a feel good.
It looks cuddly.
What an ugly animal.
What did you say?
I've
A what
never
check?
seen
Intelligence?
something like that.
It's Graham and Edmure. And Graham and Edmure, you guys would recognize this as a beholder.
I didn't roll anything.
You didn't?
Okay, never mind. You're
Oh,
right.
then
I'm
Nope, I did.
I'm not gonna roll because I wouldn't know what this is.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you would recognize that, and the outfit of the entire store here, or the theme of it, appears to be just purple. Everything is purple. The thing floating in the window's purple. The door's purple. The outside structure is purple. It's what makes it stand out here. The dock ward is decidedly not a place for decoration, and in the glum shadows of this section of Waterdeep, the City of Splendor seems to have reasserted itself, at least at this shop. And this shop, thanks to about an hour and a half ago, is called Old Zao Blob Shop.
Zao Blob.
Zao Blob. It's Old Zao Blob Shop.
I think it's, that sign says Old Zablob Shop.
I will never know.
Good reading.
How do we pronounce this? X-O-B-L-O-B.
There should be a pronunciation guide in Alizar's book he gave you.
If there was only a pronunciation guide, you stole it. I'm going to mute you from now on.
He always gets that.
You mother.
Well, maybe we should go in.
That's like the third time I do that.
I've read about those things, those beholders,
Gotta be quick.
and I'm not sure if they hold bees, like some kind of hive, or if they're just magic things. Because I didn't really take that class. Well, I took it, but I wasn't really paying attention. I ended up drawing one.
It doesn't
But
look like a bee.
No, but
Is
it does.
filled with bees.
It could. Wait, yeah. We could go and ask. I don't think it would be rude to ask. And if I remember correctly, they know a lot of things, so they might know where Morwen is. And Morwen's a fish, and bees are also animals. So do you think maybe they know each other? Like
I am-
Animal Kingdom?
I'm too high for this, Graham. You, what?
Let's go in. I dive in.
These shoes are really tight, Graham. These shoes are really tight.
Oh, my toes are curling.
Oh, gee.
I can feel my toenails growing.
And also, just down the street, around the corner, you can see what looks like the placard for the Skewered Dragon. So, it is up to you. Where would you guys like to go?
I am going into the beholder shop. The blob.
Oh yeah, this purple shop looks
beholder.
excellent.
Fine, a quick stop and then we'll go.
Yeah, colors are
that'd be
good.
great.
Colors are really good.
Who's walking
Right?
in first?
Yeah.
Me.
Graham raises his hand
you open
eagerly
the
to the gods.
Graham, as you open the door to the shop, a purple, like billow and cloud of smoke hits you in the face as you walk in. Roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
It's a 17. Graham rolls really well. I don't know why.
Graham, as you feel this kind of wash over you, you are very content. You're confident. You're certain that you're going to find Morwen. You're certain you're going to find this Floon character. You feel good.
Morwen feet Floon. Yeah, let's go. Hey. Hello.
You see a gray-skinned gnome pop his head up from behind the counter, and he goes, "What do you want?"
Oh. Hey. I want to find my friend Morwen, and I want to find Floon, and I'm going to find out where they are. So, do you know anything about them?
You got a snort full of the purple, didn't you?
can sneeze. Bless you.
Gesundheit.
I feel like it. I feel like
I
it.
did smell the purple stuff. Yeah, it was good.
I don't have any more ones in here. I don't have any flumes either.
Do you know where I could find one? Oh, my eyes are
I don't
getting
know
itchy.
what a flume is. You'll get used to it.
Oh,
What about the
well,
rest
I
of you?
can
What
really
do you-
feel these shoes right now.
Graham, are you
You
okay?
guys walked in.
Oh, what did you give him?
Nothing. It's just
And why does he look like that one? And I'm gonna point to Edmure.
wait. Listen, when you stay in a shop like this all day, it's purple. You're gonna need to make it interesting. So I burned this stuff.
I'm just gonna like escort Graham out of the. Just shoo him out, try to get him some air.
I feel really good.
Yeah,
I feel like we're really gonna
yeah,
find them. We're gonna find more.
We'll find them. We'll find them. You need to drink. Do you have water on you? Do you have anything? Just sit down. Are you hungry?
Really hungry.
He's gonna be
I
really
could eat.
hungry.
I could eat. You as well.
What do you guys
Well-
want? You want to buy something? You got? I got everything.
Graham, do you want anything from this strange purple shop?
Whatever that purple smoke was. And something to stop my eyes from itching so much.
No more.
I don't
we're
have
not
that.
taking. No purple smoke. Nope, we're not getting that. Nope. We are not getting that. We would
It's
like
not-
an antidote for that.
It's
Some
like a
bees.
stew.
Fine, a stew, whatever.
Okay.
Just give it.
You can go up to the Skewered Dragon. They have pretty good stew. Just don't eat anything that's green.
Should we? Oh, this isn't it. I thought this was the dragon. Why are we here? We should be at the dragon.
We're going to the
What do you
dragon,
guys do-
Edmure.
Trying to find our friends, mister.
If you
Do you know where
if
they
you
are?
see a Triton,
Triton. Oh no, I didn't see a
If-
Triton.
if you see a
A
Triton,
lot of people going
or-
missing there.
You saw no humans though. Particularly, it doesn't seem like there are many humans who are going missing.
Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Okay. Ooh, not very good. That's a 5.
What are you looking for a human for?
We aren't. I mean, well, we are. We're looking for one particular human. It happens to be a friend of ours.
You check the bar, the Skewered Dragon?
We're just about to head there, actually. Yes. Have you seen a human, perhaps? You don't
careful.
seem. Okay.
Be careful. He kind of goes back behind his counter.
That was cryptic.
Maybe we should stop asking so many questions out loud.
Maybe we should ask more. Or telepathically.
Yeah. Hey, Graham.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Right.
We solved it. We figured it out. We just asked with our brain.
Go to the tavern.
All right, so where's the Skewered Dragon? Is it near? Is it?
You guys walk up around the corner, and you are
Colorful.
able to kind of round into this back alley, and you enter into the Skewered Dragon. And the best description for this place is there has never been a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. As you come inside, you do not hear music unless the sound of violence is something that you can dance to. There is what seems to be a beating going on in the corner. It's got a rhythm. Maybe you can dance. And as you look around, there's as much furniture broken as there is semi-functional. And as soon as you walk in, there is no record player to scratch, but many of the faces, all human, turn and look at the group that has just come in. Safety dance, yep.
Right?
So I guess when you're at a bar, you like dance, right? Dance over to the bar?
Yeah.
There's like no music.
When you're in a
They're all
bar,
looking-
you
they're all
don't
looking at
linger
us,
too
Graham.
long in the doorway. You head to the bartender quick, or else you start getting weird looks. And I make my way over towards the bar.
I'm gonna pick Graham up underneath my arm and just kind of bring him to the bar as well.
I'm flying!
What can I get you?
There's a older, maybe early 60s, gray, maybe one tooth for every three that used to be there. He seems to have an apple cut up into pieces because he's got to baby those rest of those teeth a bit. Can't start him anymore.
What can I get you?
Anything not green.
I mean, ale, wine, what is it? Is a milk for you?
That's a bit of a low blow, ain't it, buddy?
I just want to
Something
like
strong,
take
please.
I want to take my harpoon and just kind of jab it into the ground and just be like, why don't you pour me something a little better than milk?
I'll take a
Roll an
milk.
intimidation check for me.
I'll have a milk.
A 7. Fuck.
He sits there and he takes the piece of apple and he drags it along the harpoon, cutting it in two.
What's stronger than milk? Beer.
Ale?
Ale it is. All right.
And he goes over and he comes back with 3 mugs and 1 bowl of ale.
Ale.
Oh, God.
Ale.
And a bowl of ale.
A fishbowl.
Are there any other patrons sitting around?
Yeah, this place is pretty packed. Besides the person in the corner that is getting mercilessly beaten, there's a good dozen, 12, 13 people that are not this fantastic bartender. You do also notice that among all of the humans, now that the crowd's parted and you've moved in a bit, you do see that there are 2 that kind of stand out a bit from the rest of just the general thuggery. You see what looks like a mailed form standing there drinking cloudy water, and a dwarf sitting on a stool wearing all black robes. The dwarf also appears to have an ear cuff that is kind of like a half skull.
Eyelash.
I'm gonna take my bowl of ale and find a table.
I follow along
You're able to
behind her.
find one that's. Yeah, you're able to find one, but it's one of those tables that needs to have some type of like strut or balancing agent put under one of the legs, and then when you do that you realize it's made it worse and it's constantly moving as you're kind of the bowl's moving. You find one though.
I just want to just sit there, and I guess I'll just look around for a little bit and just kind of lay low.
Without the need for a perception check, you all realize that the eyes of the patrons, while a lot of times they're looking at the bottoms of their mugs, when they're not looking there, they're looking at you all, as you are both not regulars and you are also not human.
Oh shit! Is everyone in here human?
No,
there's a
except for the dwarf. The dwarf at the bar is the only other non-human that you've noticed. And of course, wide-eyed Edmure, who looks more like a beholder now with his eyes as wide as they are.
I guess Edmure makes he completes his expedition safari back to the table from the bar, and with a not very full glass of ale, but he's treating it as if it's like millimeters to the top, and he's just like,
All right. So what? Where is everyone?
I'm having a good time
I
though.
looking at. I looking
Anyone
at.
seen? Have we seen Morwen or Floon yet?
Who? Floon? What the hell's a what?
Is there anyone that kind of matches Flynn's description in here?
You can make perception checks, but unless... I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. These people all look like thugs, except for the mailed form and the dwarf.
Okay. I don't think Floon's in here.
No, I don't think he is here.
Who's
I think he
Floon?
might have been here.
The guy said to be careful. What if he was kidnapped by people here or friends of people here?
I look around the
I think
room.
I
I look
heard
at the unpleasant gaze that is following us from all around. And I turn back and I hunker over
your
my drink.
eyes
and I say,
rest on Edmure as he also has an unpleasant gaze at you.
And I lower over
It's
my
like,
drink
oh god,
and
this is
it's right here. I think you might be right. I don't really like the looks I've been getting, and I look right at Edmure for a moment. I'm worried that someone might be watching us.
Too many people watching us at this point. Maybe we should ask our questions quickly and then get out.
Get out. I agree. Maybe that bartender.
A bartender.
We didn't ask him about Floon, did we?
No. And probably better that I don't. He doesn't seem to like me very much.
Graham, you have a nice innocent face. How about the two of us go up to the bar and ask about
Aw.
that? Huh?
Thanks. Sure.
Yeah, come on.
Be safe.
And I
Be safe.
stand
Be
up
safe.
and I pull out his chair. Let's go.
Okay. Ugh.
As they leave, I'm just gonna have a staring contest with Edmure.
You lose.
Very high staring contest. Just
Each of you roll a Constitution check.
okay. Just
You don't
that
roll
contact.
enough in encounter roleplay. Well, how about now?
Oh god, a 9.
Staring contest. I got a 5.
My eyes are itchy.
You
No
see-
fair. No fair.
You see that as Edmure finally blinks, it's probably for the first time in minutes, as you can actually see the lid catching on the dry kind of gummed eyeball as it puckers and kind of stutters and stops as it closes. And then he peels them back open in quite possibly the longest blink you've ever seen.
Ow! I was gonna look at him and be like,
just a description.
I win.
Damn it.
Let's cut to Val.
She starts like
and
wiping
Graham as
these weird colored tears coming from his sinuses, which is a side effect of the drug.
it's called the rainbow weep, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you guys get up to the
inky
bar, the bartender is finishing his apple.
Yeah, can I get you?
Information, ideally.
I don't have that
We're-
on tap.
Well, maybe you have it bottled. We're looking for a friend who was last seen at this establishment. Ostentatious fellow, dresses in cream, handsome but not too handsome. Apparently, he was here with another fellow.
The writer.
Yeah, that's the one. The writer's friend. We're looking for him.
I will allow you to make a persuasion or intimidation check here, as the bartender seems on the cusp of perhaps humoring you with an answer.
I'll gladly roll intimidation. I roll intimidation because I have an intimidating presence, but the reason why that check didn't really work is because Val wasn't trying to intimidate. He was trying to sweet talk. He was just a little spooky, and it didn't work out for him.
You're not my type.
Maybe
I am. You know, we're just trying to help this person. We're not trying to hurt anyone. We just want to make sure everyone's okay. So
Everyone here is trying to help.
Oh, that's nice. We're really trying to help.
Me too.
So maybe you could help us, and we could help you with something as well. Is there something you need? I noticed that the walls around here don't have any artwork on them. I just so happen to be an artist, and I'm a really good one.
You can draw, huh? Do you do
Yeah.
portraits?
Yeah.
Can you? Or does Graham actually do
He's like
portraits,
really
or-
confident right now because of the drugs. So like he believes that he can.
He believes, okay, fine.
You can do portraits, huh? Could you do me?
Sure.
Come here.
Okay.
Could you do me with teeth?
Oh,
Yeah.
Like smiling?
Yeah, you've got a nice smile.
No, I don't, but I used to have a nice smile. Could you make me look like I used to?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is this for free?
Well, yeah, if you could help us in return with telling us where we could find our friend. I'm doing
you
it
see,
with my teeth. Val.
one of our friends told Graham, never work for free. We're working for information. Fair exchange.
It's better than exposure, anyway. I mean, yeah. Okay. I mean, what's your name? So no. I mean, I like the thought of it. If you don't do it, then I'd like a picture. I mean, it'd be nice to see it again. My smile.
My name's Graham.
Yeah. Graham, it's nice to meet you. My name's Chort.
And he
Hi,
puts
Mr.
a
George.
meaty, grubby hand over to yours. It appears that there's lettuce, like, beneath his thumb fingernail.
It's working on the salads back there, but
Nice.
Yeah,
I love salad.
yeah, the writer was here, and his friend, his Floon, I think it was here, and
Yeah.
then he they drank, and then they left. The writer left, and then another one came in, looked almost just like the one that was, pretty boy, great smile, he's really good color and depth of teeth, and I looked at him and studied that mouth. But the two of them had
46
great
teeth.
smiles. He smiled a lot.
I like teeth.
You're not here, so I'm not going to answer that. But yeah, they were great, and they were dressed the same. But stayed in here. They gambled for a while, and they left. A couple guys followed them out. Not good guys. They got bad smiles, They like
Go to the
me.
dentist.
Yeah, well, you don't have a dentist in the dock ward. We just have that guy back there.
And you realize now that it's not a beating that's going on. They're pulling out some guy's tooth back there. And just as if on cue, you hear like a eureka as they pull out. And there is this kind of snarled, broken tooth that's pulled out as like a dry, wet kind of as it comes out.
Hold it.
That's
all we got. No dentist.
Do you know what
Yeah,
these guys look like? Other than having bad smiles, did they have like tattoos or something? Like beards?
Terrible. Yeah, they're terrible. Well, they dressed all in black. Listen, kid, down here, you're with one group or the other. Or you're paying one group or the other. And, these guys were, they hang out in a warehouse, Candle Lane. Just you go outside. Across about 2 blocks down, there's a lady with a really nice smile. You go another 2 blocks down, and there's a guy with like a chipped front tooth, and then you take a right there, and you're Candle Lane, and you're right there. And the warehouse, it's got like a snake on the door. Yeah. You didn't hear that
Okay.
from me, just what it is.
Hey.
Okay.
Okay, is there anything else we need, Val? Because I should probably go start painting soon. I think that's everything from me. So,
No,
thank you, Mr.
I
George.
don't need it. Yeah.
All right. I hope I see you again, Graham, and I really hope I see me again. Smile. Lost my smile.
We'll bring
Hey,
it
I
back.
see you guys are done.
Hey, barkeep.
Yeah.
Thank you. Also, I'll have a mead, please. And I put a silver piece on the bar.
Meat it is.
And you see he goes back, and with the kind of cracked and broken tankards that are oozing stuff, he reaches up to what would be considered top shelf here at the Skewered Dragon and kind of pulls out a nice oak cask from the back it's already been tapped, but he pours it out and kind of knifes off what head remains and drops it nicely in front of you, Val.
You got a good kid here.
He's a good kid. I think we'll go
Hey,
places.
Do I hear him say that's a good kid?
Yeah, we'll say again. The screaming
yell
from
over.
the beatings has stopped. Yeah.
Just yell over, be like,
For a
"That's my
second.
kid."
I
I
lean
look
back
between
over
the
my
two.
shoulder at Ruva.
I'm torn between mum and dad right now. This is like highly traumatic for Graham because this is very, very much his actual home life. I don't want to pick
I'm a
sides,
little-
so I'll just go.
I'm a little tipsy off this, whatever this water is. Mead, ale, watered down bowl ale.
I'm gonna go hang out
It
with
is like
Sir
super
Clipper.
watered down kind of piss beer, yeah.
Worm whiz.
Yep. He kind of pulls back from everything, and you guys are able to rejoin yourselves at the unbalanced table, or get the party back together.
So we learned a couple of things. That was it's pretty interesting. So we learned that there was Floon was in here, and he left, and there were some scary people, scary men, all dressed in black that followed him, and that there's a nice lady, and past her there's a house that we can knock on, and that we might learn something more there. Also, he really likes teeth. Like a lot.
I mean, I
They get
like
covered.
my teeth.
You've got really nice teeth. You have a lovely smile.
Thank you. I grew them myself. I'm just gonna flash a winning smile.
Wow. Cool. So we should probably go to that place, right, Val?
Yeah. There's a warehouse on Candle Lane, got a snake on the door. That's their destination.
Right.
Where he thinks they took Flu.
We might find more in there as well.
God's willing.
On cue, at the mention of Morwen, you see the male-clad figure and the dwarf in the black robes with the half-skull ear cuff kind of push themselves away from the table, and the dwarf jumps down, kind of runs his hand over his bald pate, scrubs it a bit, gives that sandpapery sound, and he seems to be looking into not necessarily a broken mirror, but it looks almost like a half moon, so it's a partial reflective surface. And as he looks in, he sticks it somewhere into his just long black robes. And as he's passing by your table, without the need for a check, as the violence has stopped and a general calm has dropped over the Skewered Dragon, the dwarf turns and looks at his mailed friends and says, "It looks like they got some type of fish girl. Come on." And they walk out of the bar.
I think that's our cue. Follow. Quiet like. And I stand, and I keep to the shadows behind them.
I will stay behind. I'll probably push Edmure forward and kind of stealth.
I'm gonna follow Val because he's now like my cool older brother. In Graham's mind.
Okay, if anybody is stealthing to do this, roll me some stealth. If you're just walking, tell me how far back you're doing it unstealthily.
Oh, I'm stealthing.
Here comes the stealth.
Oof,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Am
it's
I
fine.
golden?
My big stealths. Actually, Jesus Christ! When I actually try to play characters that are meant to be good at things, I can't roll for shit. When I play Graham, it exceeds all expectations.
Aruba's supposed to be good at stealth, and yeah.
We'll play this off narratively like this, Ruba, as you believe, you're going to stealth after, quiet as a cat, pardon the stereotype. And as you kind of go out, just as you leave to follow, Val and Graham go in front of you. And as soon as you exit the Skewered Dragon, these two are gone. Like, you catch just a whip of a cape or a whip of a cloak as you realize that they have just dropped into the shadows of the dock ward. And you just sort of stand up and let them do their thing, because it's an interesting metamorphosis for the young Dragonborn especially, to just drop into the night like this.
Also
I'll
get a
just kinda
wild
nod
magic sword.
approvingly.
Thank you. Mr.
I'll just I'll nod kind of approvingly and then just continue after.
So my wild magic is that each day I wake beneath a brine-soaked tangle of vines, which is like what Edmo lets me have for a bed. Oh no, I've made my own like little, like satellite thing of like out of vines. It's like super artistic, and I watch it like spin around as I fall asleep.
Oh, like
Beneath
a
these
child's
brines.
mobile?
Yeah,
Like
like
a
a
mobile?
mobile.
Oh my god.
Reminds me of home.
So sad. Okay. All right. So Val and Graham, as you kind of drift forward and go into the shadows, I'd like you each to roll perception checks for me.
17 again. I don't know what it is.
It's
Ooh,
fucking rigged.
That's not
Fucking
good.
So, Graham, you're the first to notice as you kind of like round a corner, doing like a shoulder lead around the stone of one of the darker areas where the lanterns have been smashed and the candles removed. And as you kind of sneak and spin around that hard edge of the stone, when you look down the alley that this pair has just dripped and kind of bled into, you look and you see just the mailed form walking down the alleyway. The smaller form of the robed dwarf is nowhere to be seen. And it appears that Val has not noticed this and continues to go into the alleyway.
Psst, Val! The dwarf's gone.
God. How did we lose him?
I don't
That's
know, he's
fine.
good.
I
feel like I
think
can
I
see
know
everything.
where they're headed. We know their building. It's a warehouse with a symbol of a snake. If we find that door, we find them.
Wait a minute. Snakes, bees, and fish.
Does that mean
Might be
something to you?
something- No. Does it mean something to you?
No, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Okay. Well, if it does, let's go. Let's go with your plan.
Yeah, let's keep going. This is awkward now.
And at the height of this awkward exchange, just before it is broken, both Val and Graham feel the bony grasp of skeletal hands along their ankles. And from the shadows just ahead,
Now, why are you following us?
and that is where we will end this episode of Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
Ah!
no!
Ah!
You guys just got boned.
We're in the process of getting
Oh,
Dun, dun, dun.
oh, dun, dun. Holy moly. Well, my friends, that is where we're going to end tonight's episode of Dragon Heist. Oh, what a way to end it. Well, my friends, hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. I know I said they had a great time tonight. If you enjoyed the show, let us know. If you haven't followed the show, hit that follow button. Faded Bird versus Plane for that sub there towards the end. And stick around because we've got another game coming up in just a few minutes, which is Game of Thrones, War of the Roses, so stick around for that. Oh, and of course, we're giving away a set of tabletop loot dice in just a few moments as well, so hang tight for that. But let's go around to cast and crew. What an episode. Did you enjoy yourselves, and where can we find you online? Greg, let's start with you. Fantastic job tonight, my friend.
Oh, thank you, buddy. I had an absolute blast. As always, chat is they're such a part of the story here on Encounter Roleplay. I absolutely love it. Pope, great additions. I got to play Jarlaxle right out of the gate.
Yeah, that was dope.
Super fun. really love it. Great stuff. Incredible cast. You guys are amazing. I love the characters already. Such great dynamic between everyone. As for me, Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. If you want to just check me out and see what I'm doing, follow me there on the Twitter. But one thing I will plug is we are having some viewer games this Friday on my channel. We are doing a little bit of the Outbreak Undead system by the Hunters Inc. or Hunters Entertainment Group, and it's the one that's on Frontier that Ivan Van Norman's doing. And we're going to run some zombies here for the next couple weeks up until Halloween. So join us and see how many people survive or die. But until next week, have fun in the City of Splendors.
Awesome. Great stuff. And James, great job tonight. How was that, my friend?
It was so much fun. Since I missed last week, I'd kind of forgotten how much fun it was to play Val. I'm looking forward to cracking some skulls with him. Maybe some skulls without flesh on them if these are actually skeletons that are coming to attack us. If you want to find me on the internet, my Twitter handle is right down there. I talk about game design stuff I do there. I am a D&D designer, in fact, the co-author of Waterdeep Dragon Heist, but my anti-metagaming hat is firmly on my head. And I'm also writing a lot of stuff for D&D Beyond, including guides about how to run this adventure. So come check out the article content on D&D Beyond. It's awesome.
Fantastic stuff. And Mythomatic. Turkey baster extraordinary.
Yo, Master Baster, please. It was, I had a blast today. I don't know what I liked more. The fact that we invented the old Snoodle Drip, the drug in Waterdeep. I think that should be probably put in D&D Beyond. Looking at you, James. Go ahead and you add that in there, and we will get it on the channel. And between that and also Chort, the bartender from, what was it? The serpent, something serpent, silly serpent. What was it? What's
Skewered Dragon?
Skewered Dragon?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said. The Skewered Dragon. Just the nuances of the cutting the apple to even just the comedic takes with the teeth. It was just really good shit. Amazing job, Greg. It's so great playing with you and everyone else. Really a lot of fun today. Thank you so much. And everybody in chat, thanks for being here. My name is Mythomatic. I'm a roleplay streamer and voice actor here on Twitch. You can follow me over on my channel, or you can follow me on Twitter to know when I'm going live and what I'm doing and all that stuff. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I can't wait to play next week.
Fantastic. And last but not least, Vandy, great job tonight. How was that?
It was really fun. I think Ruva's trying to find her place a little bit, just kind of herding cats, even though she's a cat. It's a strange vibe. But no, it was really, really fun. I think there's a lot to discover in the City of Splendors, and a lot of really fun characters that have been introduced already. So can't wait to find more. And you guys can find me at twitch.tv/OMGVandy or on Twitter with the same name. I stream on Saturdays, and I also stream a Warhammer campaign on Metamancer's channel on Fridays, which we're wrapping up pretty soon. So if you like more roleplay stuff or just games and art, that's you can find me there.
A place to go. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining me. We are here every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern, which is 2 p.m. over in the Pacific Standard Time. So you can join us for more Dragon Heist Waterdeep. It is up on YouTube shortly thereafter, and a little bit after that, it's on available as podcast. The network feed is going out later this week, so all of these shows and Encounter Roleplay will be available to listen back to in podcast format, and patrons get early access to that, so consider supporting Patreon if you care about that kind of thing. We're going to head into our next show, Game of Thrones. We're going to give away another set of tabletop loot dice. But until next time, my friends, try not to roll too many now ones, because we want to be here laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye!
Bye!
Good luck with your friends. Bye!